Doc Dalton, America's simple man. The Coffee and Prayer series with Doc Dalton.
Hi everyone, I'm Doc Dalton and I welcome you to the Coffee and Prayer series. Today I would like to talk to you about mental illness, God, depression, uncertainty, being scared, walking the wrong path, dark places, and so much more. It's a true story, and the story is mine, of a path that I took and depression that I still suffer from each and every day. But along the way, something great happened, and I want to share the story. I was heading in really a wrong direction. I had no hope. I felt no purpose in my life. I suffered from depression day in and day out, and some days were worse than others. Thoughts would run wild and crazy through my mind, and I was scared. It got to the point where others noticed that I was having a problem, even though I thought I didn't. People talked, people tried to help, people stepped in, and at one point I was hospitalized. Not once, but twice. There's nothing like being locked up in the hospital, knowing that you can't get out until they say you can get out. And while in there, you see all different types of people. People that are not as bad as you, and people that are 100 times worse. And through it all, you think you shouldn't be there, and you're okay. Well, the second time that I was in the hospital, a doctor had come up to me and spoke to me, and he suggested, for whatever reason, that I give my hand and give a try to poetry. I couldn't believe what he said to me because I truly thought he was crazier than me. I just wanted to get out. And he said, no, write poetry. And he handed me a pad, he handed me a pencil, he brought me to a room and said I should sit down there and start writing. I couldn't believe within a short period of time what was coming out of me and down on paper. I was shocked. Words that I never thought of, expressions that I never felt, things that I never spoke about were coming out on paper. The titles alone were shocking to me. God's Angel, who became my friend. That's the beauty of it all. Lord, did you forget about me? And so on and so much more. What was even stranger was people in the hospital, workers, nurses, and doctors were asking me for copies of those poems for themselves, and I couldn't understand why. And this was the way that God came to me. He came to me at an unexpected time, a time that I just did not expect, and it really shook me. It got me thinking. It was so different from my thought process or pattern that I just couldn't understand what was taking place, and it really did get me thinking. The God thing, I never rejected God. I just never thought about the situation or him at all. Through poetry, though, I found hope. My eyes were wide open. Through poetry, it was a spiritual awakening that was taking place. Through poetry, I found God, and because of poetry, I am here today still writing, still searching, still walking in faith, still believing, and still wanting more. More God, that is. God came to me in a mental hospital, and he came to me at the right time while giving me the right words to express. Words that would open my heart and open my mind. I'm lucky. Some of my words have been published nationally. My story, it's been told a number of times, and in some way, I truly hope it motivates others. And if it does, that's great, but don't give me the credit. Give the credit to God, because he came to a mental hospital to help me, and through words that were written by me, the man from the hospital, it motivated you or others. And that's why God always reaches out to someone and helps them. A person who is in need, he's there. I don't consider myself a great or even good writer or poet, and I say that because it's the truth. I'm not. What I am is a man who stumbles through his words so he can make it through his days. It's just that simple. Now, poetry and writing may not be your thing, and that's not a big deal because there's so many things out there that can help you get through your days, through your weeks, your months. But here's something that I believe that is really, really true. You got to ask God for help. He won't fail you. Ask him to come into your life. He loves you, and he wants to be there with you. He wants you just as much as you want him. You know, I always say, he may not come when you call him, but make no mistake about it, he always comes on time. God loves you, and he has changed me completely. It's a 180-degree turn. Now, I'm not telling you that life is perfect and my days are filled with roses and sunshine. I'm not telling you that I don't suffer from depression, because I do. But the difference right now is when I'm sad and what I call out of it, I know he's there with me. And I know there's another poem. I know there's another hour. I know there's another day. I know there's another sunshine. I know that I will see the birds fly by, the butterflies. I will hear the birds sing, just the beauty of the world. I know it's not the end. The truth is, it's only the beginning. Ask God to come into your life. You won't regret it. Ask him today. We'll be right back.
Doc Dalton will return after this message.
The Journey Diaries with Mike Richards.
I began my addiction when I was 15 years old. I remember the party that I drank for the first time. I got drunk, so I really was an alcoholic from the first time that I drank. And December the 26th, 1986, I woke up in a hotel room in Galveston, Texas, and I knew that I wasn't going to live much longer doing the things that I'd been doing. And I needed really a power greater than myself to help bring sanity back to my life. I'd been to church for most all of my life, but I really had not had a personal encounter with Jesus Christ. I literally, like God had shaken me awake. And I woke up from this pit, and all of a sudden, I felt like I was alive for the first time. Now, I have been involved in recovery, and I've been sober for a number of years. But I now reach my hand back into the addict community and help people connect with the grace and power of God.
The Journey Diaries from International Bible Society and Send the Light at IBS.org.
Hey, Doc, we got mail.
Okay, and it's time. We do have mail. We're always happy to hear from people. We get our emails and regular mail in, and we're all happy about that. So today I want to let you know about two different groups, or two different people rather, that have sent email to the show. First, from Middletown, Delaware, it's Joanne Christie, and she sent us a very nice letter, a lot of encouragement, a lot of wonderful things that she said, and we appreciate it very, very much. And in there she said, Doc, that we wish you and everyone involved with the show countless blessings and many, many shows along the way, to let God help us and guide us, and to make our shows reach out to people and let it be heard by many. And she asked that in his name, and we appreciate that very much. And again, Joanne Christie from Middletown, Delaware, we thank you. Please write into us at any time. The other email came in from the Marquette family from Valdosta, Georgia. And they encouraged us too. And they just said a lot of nice things, that their family heard the show. They were told about the show through a minister that was involved in an organization who the minister, was friends with somebody from the ICMA. And they told them about the show, and they tuned in, and we thank them very much for the kind words, and we hope that they keep listening, and we hope that they keep spreading the word and let everybody know about the show. So that's where we are with our mailbag this week. Now, we also have a segment that we run at the exact same time called Shout Out. And that's where we talk to somebody, or we talk about somebody, some organization, and something that's going on in a positive way. And today we'd like to talk about a gentleman named Pastor Tim Slutter Sr. Pastor Tim is a man with a heart to serve Jesus. He understands the difficulties that the independent minister encounters on a day-to-day basis. His background is in education, and he was a teacher for special needs children for over 20 years. That's saying something all in itself. Upon retiring, Tim stepped into the shoes as a minister. He worked as a chaplain for the retirement home in Pennsylvania. When he joined the ICMA, that's the International Christian Ministers Association, Tim jumped in feet first, ready for whatever God would have him do. Tim counsels many pastors in developing nations. He takes independent ministers and helps them develop their program in different nations around the world, which is unbelievable in itself. He comes up with a unique way to generate funds to support those ministries. When Tim was asked if he would be willing to hold a Bible study. He did not hesitate to say yes. Every Tuesday morning, people are learning about the Word of God via his classes, which are called Tuesdays with Tim. Tim is a wonderful man, a true man of God. And to find out more about Tuesdays with Tim, you can go to icma.world. That's icma.world. Or contact him by email and send that email to jeff@icma.world. jeff@icma.world. He happens to be the head honcho, the head minister, as we would say, with the ICMA. Stop by, have a listen, and tell Tim Tuesdays are now real cool with Tim, the ICMA, and of course God. They will all be happy to hear from you.
You're listening to the Coffee and Prayer Series with your host, America's Simple Man, Doc Dalton. It's where a good cup of coffee and some quiet prayers can change the world.
Welcome back to the show. You know, depression has really sugared my life in countless ways. And, you know, even when I thought nothing was the matter, there really was. And I just at one point had to owe up to it and just say, I do have a problem. Now, I'm telling you this, not as someone who's looking down at you or trying to talk above you and make you feel that I'm right and you just need to know this. I'm talking to you as a guy who has gone through this, is going through this, and more than likely will continue to go through this. So I'm encouraging you. If you do suffer from depression, there's help out there. You should get in touch with the organization known as NAMI, N-A-M-I. That's the National Association on Mental Illness. They are out there to help you. They are out there all the time. They are out there so much that if you can't get help, something's wrong, and I'm seriously saying I think that something would be wrong on your part. Their theme is, you're never alone, and that's the truth. They have over 600 affiliates, 48 NAMI state organizations, and NAMI's national office or headquarters is in Arlington, Virginia. Their phone number is 800-950-6264. That's 800-950-6264. Their website is NAMI.org, NAMI.org. That's NAMI.org. Call them, look them up, because the truth is you're not alone. And if you are suffering from depression or more, why suffer on your own? When you could have help, talk to people, even meet other people who are going through what you're going through. I mean, I did that. I went to their meeting. I sat at a table. There was a group of people there. Everybody was suffering, not only on their own and not only with the same thing, but in different ways. They were handling their situation in a different way. And when you sit around a table and everybody talks, you hear somebody sometimes say the least little thing that triggers something in your mind, and you say to yourself, oh, I never thought of it that way. And it helps you. It's just a group of people helping out each other. Now, even on a more serious note, if by some chance your world is even darker and you're thinking about possibly ending it all, I ask you to talk to someone right away. And a good place to start is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Their number is 800-273-8255. That's 800-273-8255. Call them. Don't wait. And you could even call NAMI about this as well. There are those out there waiting to help you. All you need to do is make the call. Trust me. Do me a favor. If you are in need, call them today. Now, as you know from the previous segment, I've turned into a God guy, and I just really believe in God, and I just have my own outlook on things, and I ask you to please take that seriously. You know, just in your own way, talk to them. Find a church. Find people you could talk to. Again, with this, there's always someone out there to help you. Nothing to be ashamed about. And with this show, we always end it with a prayer, so that's what we're going to do today. But I just want to thank you for being here, spending the time with me. I hope it helps. I hope you can share it with others. And again, if you're in need, call, look them up, talk to someone. It can only help you. It will not hurt you. I thank you again for being with us today at the show. Dear Lord, I ask you from the bottom of my heart to bless everyone, to protect them, to guide them, to love them, to help them, to be by their side. Help them get through their days and their weeks, their months and their years. Make their life easier. I ask you to help them in such a way that they will not suffer. Let them know that you are there, because through you, all things are possible. Through you, days that were dark can now be bright. Through you, paths that couldn't be walked before are now walking with ease. Through you, everything, and I mean everything, is possible. So in your name, Jesus, I ask you to bless all these people. Thank you.
The Coffee and Prayer series is brought to you by Doc Dalton Media, in association with VK Media and Internet Services. Executive Producer, Doc Dalton. Director, Patrick Marucki. Assistant Producer, Joseph LaPera. Find us on the web at www.docdalton.com. There you will also find our social media links for Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. You can email us at thecoffeeandprayerseries@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and God bless.